Right, I'm going to start work on this Philips 470A here. After the disaster of the Philips 555A that I shoved back in the loft because I got so angry with it. Hopefully I can make a good job of this one, and hopefully, as long as everything checks out, I'll be doing quite a few videos on this one. So let's have a look at the set. It was made in 1938. It's got a lovely dial on it. This set was made in several Philips markets across Europe. Very nice set, to look at. This one might end up downstairs in the living room if I can get that grill cloth a little bit cleaner. This set has some issues. It's been worked on before, which I'll show you in a minute, and it's got some other little issues as well. I've got the service manuals for it. This is the original Philips one, and I've also got the wireless and electrical trader service sheet for it as well. Let's start off with an inspection of it. So there's the dial, all very nice, even got aircraft on it there. First off, it's got the wrong knobs on it. I might have to rob the Philips 55A of its knobs if this one gets working. The cabinet's in pretty good condition. It's just one scratch on the top. Looks fairly recent. Knobs on the sides are all okay. I found another Philips badge that was missing, so that can go there. The cabinet's not cracked or anything, but it's the inside really that's very poor on this. So let's have a look inside. Right, here's a look inside, and as you can see, it's been stored in a damp shed or in a damp loft or something, because it is very rusty. What I aim to do with this radio is to get it working first, and then what I might do is take everything off and clean the chassis up with rust remover. But everything metal in here has got a coating of rust on it. It's also got a new replacement rather audio output transformer on it. The original would have sat down here behind this Pen 4DDD output tube. The wiring, well, what can you say about that? It's completely shot. That'll all need replacing. This is not the original rectifier tube, and that is not the original base either, so someone's been in there and changed the base on that. And this is a IW4350. So it's not going to be an original set by any means, but I think on this one it's the outside that sort of turns me on. This one's lost a bit of metallising, so I'll probably need a new valve on that. Someone's connected this wire around here so the screening connects to the earth on the base, I suspect. An FC4 frequency changer in there, so yeah, so one valve wrong. This one looks fairly new actually. This Mullard Pen 4DD looks fairly new, except someone's arrow lighted the base to the bottle, and there's been some replacement wiring here. I think the only thing I can do now is to get the chassis out of the case and have a look at the damage underneath. But first I really want to check that audio output transformer and see if the set's worth continuing with. Luckily I can have a look at the circuit here. Some Philips sets have quite complicated output transformers with centre taps and third windings, etc. This one seems quite straightforward. You can see it if I focus in. This is the audio output transformer here. Get that focused. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an audio signal generator and connect it up to the primary, and we'll see what happens. But to be sure, I've got some work ahead of me here, which is good, because it'll give me a project to do over the next few months. Right, I'll just stop the video while I get the actually, before I take the chassis out, we're going to do one last check. We're going to check between these 2 points here, and by doing so we'll check the main switch, and we'll also check the primary of the mains transformer, which should be about 47 ohms. So I've got my multimeter set up, and I should say there's been no power applied at all here. It's far too dangerous with a set in this state to do so. My multimeter's connected up to these 2 pins here, which are connected to the plug for the incoming mains supply. And we're going to rotate the main switch back and forth now, just to see if we can get a reading on the meter. Oh, yeah, high resistance. That's in the meg ohms range. Now, what would usually happen is you put AC power to that and it'll burn away any sort of dirt on the contacts, but I don't really want to do that. It's going all over the place, so that needs a damn good clean, but at least it's giving a reading through the switch. See if I can improve it. That's made it worse. Now, what have we got here? And we're going downwards. And that's somewhat better. Still probably needs a damn good clean. Trouble is, I could pull the rectifier out here and apply power, but this wiring's in such a bad state that I don't want to short circuit the mains transformer or anything. You know, by pulling the rectifier out, the rest of the set will still get the voltages for the heaters, but you won't get any HT in the rest of the set. Where have we ended up? 76.9 ohms. Well, that's good enough for a start. I'm sure it's that main switch that's a little bit dirty. Right, let's get the chassis out. Alright, the chassis is out. That was easier than I thought it would be. And let's have a look at the damage. There's the bottom of the mains transformer. Look at that wire. All bubbled up. All that'll have to go. All of this. Before I even contemplate powering up some. There's bare wire here. Plenty of spider action down here. It's got all the original capacitors in it, these black things. There's one that's cracked there, it's got really hot. The only components that I can see have been replaced on the underside are the electrolytics. So there's one there and this one here. Probably done in the 60s, 50s or 60s I guess. but who knows. That's the power switch, and I was sort of right here. This is a mechanical, typical Philips mechanical thing. Needs some contact cleaner in it. Those resistors have got a bit hot. It looked like something like HT feed resistors or something. They come right off the looks a bit burnt, doesn't it? Down there looks, so it's got a bit hot, and that's an IF transformer. It's just dirt. Gungy switch, look, that's it's like engine grease has been put on that. So yeah, needs a bath, doesn't it? These are rock hard, these rubber grommets. So I've got a lot of work ahead of me, mainly rewiring. That should be fun, and I might clean up the rust underneath. Let's check out these electrolytic capacitors, which are replacements. So I've got this little pros kit meter here. Set it on the ohms range. It's quite good actually. And it cost about 20 quid, I think. No, they were about 12 quid each. I've got far more expensive meters. I've got several Avo meters, but for mucking about with, this one's pretty good, and it gives obviously an indication. So let's connect it up to this electrolytic and see what it does. Alright, so it's taking charge a bit. What I'm looking for is the needle to swing to the left here, slowly. With a new electrolytic, it'll go to the left, it'll swing over to the right and then go to the left immediately. That one's slowly moving. Right, let's try this one. Just connecting it to a common contact point in the set. Might have to leave that on for a while. Let's just change ranges there. On the 1K range now. That's just moving slowly. Wonder if I can discharge it. Any voltage that's in there. Let's get a screwdriver, see if I can. It's not recommended, but earth. So that did, if anything. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Well, they're taking a small amount of charge very slowly, so I might be able to reform those, because they're exact replacements. They're the ones with the nut on the bottom. You can just see the nut through the gap there. and this one up here I have to replace anyway. Let's see if that's got any life left in it. No. Here's the answer to that. Probably cathode bypass or something. It's got a touch of life left in it, then the needle's moved, and that's Tadger. Yeah, it's moving now. Right, I think the next video will be a little bit of me soldering some wires in, but right now I'm going to take it outside and brush out some spiders. We had a massive one in the house last night, about 4 inches across I would think it was if you squashed it flat under a brick. Flipping thing. I don't like spiders. God knows what you guys in the US and Australia with your brown recluse spiders and your black widows and stuff. That would frighten me to death. Well, anyway, enough of me waffling.